the most special time of year.
Oh, yeah, followed by, hey, Kenny, we're going to cut a new one for this year. It's the start of Black History Month, and you know what Kenny told me? I don't have to. David's not here. So what are you, Kenny?
I am the black man today.
Yeah, we're going to, you know what, why don't we just dive right in? How is everybody? It's good to be back. It's good to have nostril usage.
Oh, my special little guy's back, yeah.
Oh, that a baby. Rico, I have a gift for you later. We are going to do, not a shameless promotion, although that's an added benefit. We're going to do a 5-star zone ambush blitz at 3:30.
Oh.
For all the people, rightfully so, by the way, who have just been enjoying football, eschewing all things hardwood and basketball and college. I have a Michigan State 5-star zone ambush blitz at 3:30.
Okay, first
all
of all,
things.
The Dayquil is kicked in because if you had a shoeing on the bingo card, you can go ahead and cross that out 2 minutes into the show.
Oh, that's right. We are locked in from a vocabulary standpoint. But here's what we're going to do. While we are going to get to the Lions, because I think there is a nice piece of news today, Rico always refers to Zabaro, right? Mocking me for my heritage. Today we're talking Zababo. We're in the S-Bob era.
Yeah, I was just like, what is SBOB?
Don't worry. I got you covered. We're going to do it at 3. But what I wanted to start with in something that only this radio show would do, because we're out of our minds, I want to be proactive, not reactive. Proactive, not reactive. We are a week away from a potential Chase Young chair drop 2.0. Do you know why?
I do.
Okay.
There we go.
That's right. Because Toonsis the Driving Cat, a.k.a. Troy Weaver, is still at the wheel of the Detroit Pistons. And we are a week away. Right now, this moment, a week from today, the NBA trade deadline. So I wanted to do 2 segments on this. Me, Rico, and, well, I can't pretend Kenny will participate, so how about me, Rico, and you, the people? And I have a couple of notes. With one is what I term a ball-tingling fear. I'm talking about, like, if you've been on a roller coaster and you hit the apex and you start to go down and you feel like your nuts just shot through your head. That type of ball-clenching fear. But I wanted to ask these questions, Rico, and I'm being serious about this. I said to you off the air, I go, it's almost it's more unbelievable to me that Troy Weaver is allowed to guide this team into a trade deadline than the Lions being in the NFC title game. I mean, think about it. We thought the Lions were good, right? Mm-hmm. We thought the Lions would win the division and win a playoff game. What they did was take an additional step, but it's not unbelievable. Troy Weaver still having a job and then being empowered, seemingly, depending on who you trust, being empowered to make win-now moves is totally unbelievable. So it's this idea, Rico, and I want to actually ask people these questions, and I want to hear from you on it, Rico. Look, what can we even expect from this man? But moreover, who are the sacred cows on this team? Because one thing has been true, and you haven't done it, I haven't done it. There's been a weird, almost reclassification of a core 4. Have you heard about this?
Yeah.
As if the Pistons have these immovable pieces. So it's Cade, Ivy, Duran, and Asur Thompson. That we are led to believe by certain factions of the media and fan base that these are the, quote, untouchables.
Yeah.
Well, no. Because the way I view your roster is the way Kenny views his Saturday night. He wants to be touched. Big time. Touch them all, baby. Like, literally, take whatever you want. These people are terrible. So I wanted to ask people, like, are you just in shock disbelief, Rico, that this is even real? Are you afraid? And who is a sacred cow? Because as we approach this, everything we've heard is they don't want to deal Bogdanovich. that they want to acquire talent. They've got roughly $67 million in cap space. And then after I hear from you and we talk, I'm going to give you my fear. There's one thing he could do. It would be Chase Young 2.0. Talk to me. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, it still just amazes me that he's allowed. Here's the thing. No matter what Troy Weaver does, I just don't know that I've trusted him because he's disintegrated the trust factor. It's almost Avila-esque where how are all of your moves bad? Like you would think that occasionally, I guess the Duren trade, okay, bringing him here, but most of the things that you do are to help out the teams that you trade with. It's like, oh, wait, Detroit's calling, pick up the phone because we're about to fleece them. We're about to take advantage of them, and we're going to ship off our bad player or bad contracts to them and let them deal with it. So I don't trust his judgment. I don't trust what we're doing. And yeah, the core four, to me, the only sacred cow on this team is nobody because you're at the bottom. What are you about to add to this core that's going to make them good? Because they may go the entire season and win a single-digit games, amount of wins, single digits. That's how bad this team is. When they beat the Thunder, it shocked everybody. I don't see how we're allowing this man to just continue his business as usual and just continue to just meander his way through all of this. But if they don't care, it's to the point now, why should I care? You see it with the fans. The fans don't care. But yeah, you shouldn't be allowed to make any trades and do anything. And I feel like whatever you do right now, if you make a trade, it's going to be like the Quintricia era when you allowed them to draft right before you fired them. And it set the franchise back. They never should have been allowed to do anything. And I feel that way about Troy, that maybe this is telling me I'm the idiot and Troy is fine. He's safe. And Gores likes the path that the Pistons are on. I don't know what that path is. It's the very slow burn. But my goodness, why are you going to do that? First, who's going to want to come here? Because I got to think Detroit is the threatened that, okay, you want to keep doing this, I'll ship you to Detroit. Nobody wants to come here. I don't care how much. I mean, you had to overpay for Monty to coach this team. He originally told you no and came up with a ridiculous number, and you met it. And he was like, well, I guess I got to go now. But Cade Cunningham may be the only piece that can draw you back a king's ransom. He's it, really. I mean, Jaden Ivey, you're not going to get a ton of stuff for him, so I guess that's why he's part of your core. Duren, I think Duren on another team could be that guy coming off the bench, that young guy that you could build upon, and hopefully in a few years he could do something. Ausar Thompson's not starting on good teams, Mike. He's probably the 8th or 9th man.
So let me offer you my fear, and I want to throw the number out to the people. I'm admitting to you I'm afraid. 248-539-9797. Here's my biggest fear. I think it's the circle of life. I think we're right back to where Tom Gores empowered a front office that was on the way out to go get Blake Griffin. I'm telling you my biggest fear. That Troy has opted for all this cap space, knowing full well the free agency crop this summer is ass, knowing they're not going to sign anybody. And they're going to have to take someone in trade. And the only way you can get a player that makes a lot of money in trade when you don't have picks, let us remember something. You've just given away 2 more second-round picks. You are giving away your first-round pick in one of the next 3 years to the Knicks. As Rico said about that Duren thing, yeah, there's a price for getting him. That price is you have to give the Knicks a first-rounder. The only way you can do it is you have to take on someone else's problem. And I'm telling you, yeah, you know where I'm going.
Wait, let me get the chair ready. Okay.
I am telling you, my biggest fear, and this player's hurt right now. Okay, I don't think he's going to play before the deadline. He's only played in 25 games this year. He's having the worst year of his career since 2017-18. His own teammates hate him. I'm telling you right now, if you hook DeMar DeRozan up to a truth machine with Robert De Niro operating it, he would opt to kill this player, and the franchise may actually give him away. It's Zach LaVine. His contract, his contract is odious. It's awful. And he's a volume, me-first guy, as evidenced by the night he came here and dropped 50 and the Bulls still lost. Game 2 of the season for the Pistons. Rico, if Tom Gores and Troy Weaver bring Zach LaVine to town, and they offer that to you as the use of cap space and the piece that's going to get them better, etc., 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 I'm telling you, proactive, not reactive, that's a Chase Young chair drop.
See, that's not where I thought you were going, but that's just as bad. Mike, I thought they were going to just try to go all in and try to boost the ticket sales and bring somebody back to the city who has local ties.
You're talking Day-Day.
Yes, I'm talking Day-Day.
Luckily, the Warriors have come out and said, we're not doing anything like that. But I hear you, and I've made that joke before, so guilty as charged.
Yeah.
But we wanted to just do 2 segments to open the show because realistically, everything else has been Lions, and rightfully so. But today, we're going to mix in some of those other things going on and still do some Lions.
No,
but we're a week away from having a guy like Matt Millen or a guy like Al Avila run a trade deadline. And the thing they should do, Rico, is the thing they won't do. Right. You have to trade Bogdanovich, and they won't.
No. They always hold on to players until they lose all their value. And the other reason why I'm numb to the fact that Troy is going to go into this trade deadline, and I don't know how active you put this team together, Troy. This is all you didn't inherit. These are all the pieces that you thought would be a winning franchise in Detroit, and you may not hit double-digit wins this year. That in and of itself should bar you from making any decisions. That in and of itself should probably have you fired. But I don't trust anything that you do. As a matter of fact, it's the opposite. Like I said, when Avila, I'm sure when he would call other general managers, they would say, oh, you know what? Clear the line. Detroit's calling. We got to make this deal.
Avila calling? Cialis.
Yeah.
Immediate erection.
Right. And Troy.
Avila's on line 3. Boing.
Troy, we got to get rid of some money. You know what? Call the Pistons. We could fleece them for something. And
Rico,
they'll take this contract.
Here's the other thing, guys. Remember Tom Gores promised changes. Oh, we're 3 weeks ahead of you guys. Changes are coming. What changes? Here are the 2 changes that have happened. They hired a nobody assistant coach, and they paid to get Marvin Bagley out of here. Those are the changes. Mm-hmm. So if they go
along with the second-round pick, yeah.
And if they go into this deadline and don't do anything, what do you say then? I'm telling you my fear. I don't want it to happen. I don't wish that upon my people here in this town.
No, but Mike, think about this.
Zach LaVine.
We joked about it, but now I'm not even joking that, what if the Lions end up with more victories this season than the Pistons? That's going to happen.
It's possible. And again, Rico, I told you from the beginning. I remember when you and Cookies were doing the whole, hey, what about 2-80? I'm like, guys, it's the NBA. Someone's going to roll in here drunk, high, and stupid and lose a game. You saw it the other night with OKC. Mm-hmm. It's going to happen. Welcome to the league. But I'm with Rico on this. No, I don't think they're winning more than 12 ball games. And this deadline, the idea that Weaver's going to hang on to a 35-year-old wing, that's unbelievable to me. Yeah. But if they take on the contract of Zach LaVine, and God help me if they take Ivy and send him to Chicago as a part of it, guys, lunatic. So we're going to do 2 segments. That's it. You got a call, you got a question, you got to take. Let's do it. And then we're going to move on. We got a lot of stuff to cover today, including some Lions, so don't panic. 248-539-9797. I got that 5-star zone ambush blitz. A little later on, we'll get to it in the 3 o'clock hour. 97.1.